Hi, this is Marty from Blue Lightning TV. I'm going to show you how to create the look of solid chocolate from single-tone objects, whether they're white, black, or tones in between. This is an update of a tutorial I did many years ago on an earlier version of Photoshop. This update is quicker and more flexible. This effect looks best on objects that are one color and have a variance of natural shadows. For your convenience, I provided this image of a stone statue so you can follow along. Its link is in the video's description below or in my project files. The first step is to separate the statue from the background by making a selection around the statue. There are many ways to do this, but for this image, let's use the Quick Selection tool. If you're using CC 2018 or later, click the Select Subject button. This automatically analyzes the entire image and selects its prominent subject or subjects. To check the selection, press Q on your keyboard to see it as a quick mask. If you notice that it missed some areas, revert the quick mask back into a selection by pressing Q again and drag over those areas it missed. If you're using a version earlier than CC 2018, just drag your Quick Selection tool inside the subject to select it. To remove areas outside the subject, press and hold Alt or Option as you drag over those areas. Press Ctrl or Command J to cut and copy the subject onto its own layer. We'll convert it into a smart object so we can add filters to it non-destructively. To do this, click the icon at the upper right corner of the Layers panel and click Convert to Smart Object. We'll make a new layer below it by Control-clicking or Command-clicking the new layer icon. We'll fill the empty layer with black, but before we do, check your foreground and background colors. If they are not black and white respectively, press D on your keyboard. Since black is our foreground color, press Alt or Option plus Delete. Next, we'll smooth out the surface of the subject. Make the cutout subject active. Go to Filter, Blur, and Surface Blur. Surface Blur essentially blurs an image while preserving its edges. As I click and unclick on the preview window, you can see that it removes noise and graininess. The Radius option specifies the size of the area sampled for the blur, while Threshold controls how much the tonal values of neighboring pixels must be before they're blurred. For this image, I'm using 10 pixels for the radius and 5 levels for the threshold. If you're using a different image, feel free to adjust these amounts based on the size, resolution, and the amount of grain and noise in your image. To save space in the Layers panel, let's collapse the Smart Filters. Click the Adjustment Layer icon and click Exposure. It's important to know that adjustment layers affect all the layers below them in the Layers panel. If we want them to affect just the one layer below it, we need to clip them or restrict them to that layer. To do this, either click the clipping mask icon or press Alt-Control-G on Windows or Option-Command-G on a Mac. You can also go to Layer and create Clipping Mask. For this image's exposure, I'll type in -0.2, for the offset, -0.1, and for the gamma correction, 0.4. Depending on the lightness and darkness of your image, feel free to adjust these amounts. Click the Adjustments tab. If you don't see it, go to Window and Adjustments. Click the Hue Saturation icon and clip it to your subject. Check Colorize. Make the hue 15 and the saturation 40. Make your subject active. Go to Filter and Filter Gallery. Open the Artistic folder and click Plastic Wrap. For this image, I'll make the highlight strength 5, the detail 5, and the smoothness 15. If you're using a different subject, you'll most likely want to adjust these amounts to achieve the best results. This is Marty from Blue Lightning TV. Thanks for watching.